us helping with general stability in your building structure, call us at 713-936-3021 or visit us online at nrgfoam.com for more information. NRG Spray Foam. Building green, living green.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented or submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
It's Friday, and welcome to Today with Cachet. We have a very, very special guest in the studio today. We'll be talking about a very serious topic. I have the amazing Arlene Nelson in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. I was just thinking in my mind, I always do this, how did I meet? Where did we meet? And I remember when you first approached me, you said, "Hi, you're the lady that has the radio station or talk show." And I was like, "Oh my God." I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, I know. And you immediately started talking to me about this amazing topic here that you were going to get into, and you were telling me, "I'd love to be on your show." And I knew immediately two things. I knew you had a message to tell, and you were the person to tell it. And so I said, I have to have you on the show. And here we are this morning. So welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
This is a topic that is very serious and is very close to the community at hand. It is about depression and anxiety. And what I'm looking at the community, I see a lot of issues that we have faced here in the community with regards to depression because of the high suicide and opioid rate that we have here.
Right.
A lot that has happened within Montgomery County. There are a number of agencies that have addressed this and have asked that this become a forefront issue here in the community. And so we're trying to address it in our way.
So what do you think now, and I'm just asking this question because maybe this has been something talked about for years in the community, maybe not. Why now? Why are people now so focused on it? Was it something that they didn't want to talk about before? Is it something they didn't realize before? Why is it such on a forefront right now?
I think in the past, depression was considered a stigma that nobody wanted to address.
Okay.
So people kept it within their walls. But recently, what has happened is a lot of people have seen their neighbors and their friends getting affected by either their children in their schools having a suicide, and they're going, why here? Why in this community? Why in Montgomery County? And so the question is, how do we go and address it, and how do we go and be resources for children and for at-risk people that are in the community that need some support?
Sure. So is it that we're seeing numbers that are more than what other areas and other states and other counties are experiencing? And if so, why are we here in Montgomery County? What do you think are some of the reasons why this particular area, or the research that has been done maybe, why it's so big here and the numbers are so high? What is it? What is going on?
I think a lot of it has to do with being so blessed with things that we have around us, and so we get so busy.
Okay.
And so what happens is either the children or even people are faced with a lot of stress from work
Okay.
because they have to achieve.
Right.
They're living in a beautiful neighborhood here,
Right.
and they're faced with the idea that I need to meet the Joneses. I need to be the same as everyone else.
Okay.
I can't be happy with myself just with whatever I have, but I need to have equal to someone else.
No, that's a very good
Yeah.
point. I mean, I even, think about myself in the community and just in moving around and talking to people. And one of the things I always think about is, and I always stress to people, is by trade, by my
Right.
own personality, I find myself that I like to be a leader, right?
Right.
And I like to go by what I feel and by my own standards. But I find a lot of times that people are always trying to be like you or be like someone else instead of just being who you are.
Correct.
And I think a lot of times if we're always trying to compete, if we're always trying to be like someone else, you're actually after something that's not attainable, and you need to just be comfortable in who you are and what you have and be happy in that. I think that's what I'm hearing you say.
Exactly. It's, I guess you could call it self-esteem.
Yeah.
And so you don't need someone else to tell you who you are.
No.
You need to be secure in yourself.
Sure.
And whether someone has a better car, better house, it doesn't matter.
Right.
What matters is how you feel and what your behavior is, and it doesn't rely on someone else's behavior to go and make you feel better.
So if I summarize pretty much what I think you're saying here is why it could be so more predominantly happening in our area is because of the ability to have more and see more, that people have that, and so everybody's constantly trying to be like that. And so if they can't have it, then they see no other way. Is
Right.
that
Correct.
what you're saying?
That's correct.
That's yeah. So what I'd like to do, obviously, we need to take a really quick commercial break. But when we come back, I want to get into this particular program that you've come here to talk about
Sure
today
enough.
and go a little further. So
Okay.
we'll be right back. Thank you.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your fusion radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
It's time to be super again. It's beach season. Killer abs.
For fresh flowers fast, call Barb's Arts Floral at 281-820-2294 with excellent customer service since 1983 for weddings, funeral services, sweet 15s, corporate events, and all occasions. For that special someone you love, barbsartsfloral.com and barbsartsfloralboutique.com. Come on in and pick out of our prestigious gallery at 727 Westmont Houston Road, Houston, Texas 77038. Text 832-466-8414. Barb's Arts Floral delivers fresh flowers fast.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Texas Crawfish and Music Festival. Come and enjoy the best crawfish in town. Music party for the entire family, April 27th and 28th. Save the date. Performing live, country music artist Junior Gordon. Special guest Curtis Grimes. And more artists. Doors open at noon both days at Preservation Park in Old Town Spring. Children under 5, free with an adult, $12 tickets priced at the gate. Purchase your tickets online at TexasCrawfishFestival.com. Sponsored by Planet Ford, Comfort Suites, Harris County Emergency Medical Services, Global Live, and KNLY 91.1 FM The Boss. We will see you there.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
This is E.L. Crane of Real Estate U here each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 91.1 FM The Boss. Remember, that's Real Estate U. Insightful, informative, and a little humor tossed in. Real Estate U, listening live, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. each and every Saturday at 91.1 The Boss.
Do you feel that your energy costs are unnaturally high? Do you want to fortify your building and keep it strong and secure for years to come? Then NRG Spray Foam Insulation is the answer you're looking for. Our unique foam insulation is made to help our customers save in energy, prevent gas, air, and moisture infiltration, as well as helping with general stability in your building structure. Call us at 713-936-3021 or visit us online at nrgfoam.com for more information. NRG Spray Foam. Building green, living green.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to Today with Cachet. It's Friday. We're here in the Woodlands, Texas, and we've got Arlene Nelson in the studio this morning. Welcome back. And we're talking about a serious topic this morning, both depression, suicide, anxiety. And before commercial, we were talking about pretty much in our area what's some of the big triggers, if you will, that are causing it. But what I want to dab more into is why you're here today to talk about the recovery program, which is called Community Depression and Anxiety. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that program is?
Okay, well, I got involved, and I want to tell you why I got involved.
Yeah, why'd you get involved in it?
Okay, I've been in business a number of years, and I'm at this point in life where I'm looking at, hey, what can I give back to the community?
Okay.
And so I've been involved in a number of philanthropic organizations, and one of them was involved at JJ's house. He had an event for Yes to Youth,
right.
And it was about suicide, and I was like, let's deal with the issue before. Let's get into prevention. Let's
okay.
deal with prevention, and let's see what can we do to help children or adults or whatever deal with prevention on this type of issue.
Which is great.
And
yeah.
so I said, let's start at the beginning. So usually what happens is suicide doesn't just happen. It happens because you've gotten to a depressed state.
Okay.
And so what happens when you get into a depressed state, you get further and further down the depression road. So let's look at preventative ways. And so I found this program, and it's called Nedley's Community Depression and Anxiety Recovery Program.
Okay.
It's an 8-week course that we're giving here in the Woodlands. And what it is a 1-hour DVD with Dr. Nedley. He is an internist, and he's written many books.
When is this starting? When is this course starting?
It actually is starting Monday.
Okay.
And so this is one of the books, Depression: The Way Out, and it's an excellent book. It actually has in it recipes on what is good for you,
okay.
nutritious for you,
okay.
As well as other topics. And we go through the book.
Okay.
But we're also having a second hour within the 2-hour program, and it's a recovery workbook.
Okay.
And so with the workbook, we're asking people to go through what they've heard for
right.
the first hour, and then they go and transcribe in the book their responses, and then it's kind of with a facilitator. And it's not where I'm trying to find out your issues,
sure.
but rather what are the tools that you can use now every day
to help prevent.
Exactly.
And so is this for adults, for children? You said this is starting Monday, which would be April 29th.
April 29th.
Is there any classes still, opening spots?
I
up for
have
the classes?
actually
Yeah.
2 spots available right now.
Okay.
And we have materials, and I have all these materials that come along with
Sure.
it.
So if someone wants to
Yes,
register, what
yes.
would they do?
They would go and contact me. On my last slide there should be information about.
We'll put it up for you.
You'll put the
Okay,
information. Thank
okay.
you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Perfect.
And one of the best parts of the program is there is an assessment test at
Okay.
the beginning and the end.
Okay.
So you're assessed 80 questions.
Okay.
And you go through it, and hopefully you're not lying.
Yeah, exactly. Be as
and I
honest as you can. That's the whole point.
I actually had to take the test myself before to get certified
Sure.
to go and lead this program off. But the thing is, you go through the course, through the last 80 questions, and then it comes back with results, and it gives you an idea.
Okay.
It gives you a baseline.
Sure.
It tells you whether or not you are depressed, and then
Okay.
it measures that, or if you're anxious and have anxiety in your life, or else it tells you the different triggers. Now, there are 10 triggers that the doctor has done through multiple thousands and thousands of studies that he's done through people
Right.
who have gone through the program nationwide.
Okay.
This program is even available overseas and in numerous languages. So it's
And so
really
those 10 triggers you're going to give in the class, not today, is that correct?
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And so real quick, I just want to, for listeners out
Yes.
there, is this for adults and for children?
18 years old.
Okay,
You have
perfect.
to be 18
Okay.
years or older to attend the class.
And will there be more classes?
Yes, there will.
Okay.
So we start the first one 8 weeks now from April 29th through the for 8 Mondays.
Okay.
Over at Villa Sport, and they're hosting it over there.
Very nice.
And we're going to go through this program, and it's a fantastic program. The results are amazing.
I was going to ask you, why did you choose this one?
I understood for what the holistic message that he's doing it.
Right.
It's not based on drugs. We're not
Perfect.
talking about drugs. We're talking about lifestyle changes.
Beautiful.
We're talking about looking at yourself and saying, what can I do myself as an individual to change things in my life? Can I go and maybe get up in the morning and take a walk? Did you know that the sun gives you a lot of energy, right? So that energy is transformed into vitamin D. So this is the things that we
It's a
take
natural,
for granted.
It's a natural,
Yes,
a natural
exactly.
approach, holistic, as you were saying. It sounds
Yes.
like in healing yourself.
Yes, and this is all education. It has nothing to do with saying you need to get off your medicine or if you're on medication, but rather for you to see how you can take charge of your life and actually make a difference in your life and make positive steps toward being more positive in the world.
And can you give us just anyone that you know that has done this course? I'm assuming you said you've done a little bit. What did you see any initial or heard any initial results?
Well,
any cases,
at the end,
yeah.
at the end of the the
Yeah.
end of the class, at the end of the 8 weeks, you take another assessment.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? So you're taking the first assessment and you see how bad things
Yeah,
are.
you're like,
maybe.
oh, I'm so
no,
bad. Like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Then you go into the second
Okay.
part and you go, oh, I've taken the test and now I see where I'm at.
Right, right.
And you've seen the progress you've made in just 8 weeks.
Wow.
And the thing is, we're not looking for you to just say, okay, well, 8 weeks, that's it. We want to keep that relationship.
Lifestyle.
And also keep you involved in coming back. So once you've taken the class, you're allowed to come back again. Of course, the assessment test would come at a
Sure.
cost, but the thing is,
And what is the cost for the class?
the whole program for the 8 weeks is $185.
Okay.
And that is, everything is 100% materials.
Okay.
And so all the materials that we've looked at here today, all the books and all that, are what covers the cost. The assessment test is covered with it. So it has nothing to do with paying for myself or any
Sure.
of the facilitators or any of the or the facility itself.
And let's get
It's-
in.
yeah, it's $185.
Sounds great. Let's get a little into. I know we talked initially about in our area,
Right.
You know what was the predominating trigger
Right.
factor, but just in general, what are some of the other triggers, if you will, that are increasing the depression or the suicide rate that you found to be out there?
So I did a little, the U.S. government had a survey done, and they came across with the fact that there are a number of people that have gone and either had drugs and became depressed, or were depressed and was starting to take drugs.
Okay.
And so they both have an inverse relationship with one another because basically they all affect each other. So basically, if you're looking at it, you're saying that I'm depressed, I go to the doctor, and I end up going and getting on medication.
Right.
Well, what happens when you get on medication is it kind of numbs the frontal end of your brain, which is your reasoning part of your brain.
Okay.
And that's the part where you actually have the issue, is that you're dulling it.
So if you numb it,
and
then you're not able to actually heal it. You're not. It
no.
becomes.
You become
okay.
You become kind of passive.
Okay.
And then what happens is that doesn't satisfy you enough. So you need
Okay.
to take more.
To numb it
And
more.
numb it more. And so then you say, well, no, I don't like this feeling, so I'm going to get off of it. So what has happened, and there's been studies, and even Dr. Nedley will discuss it in the videos, is that it will actually cause you to go further into depression because you're getting further, where,
Okay.
and so it's a vicious cycle.
Right.
And so that's where you're looking at is it drugs or is it, who comes first?
Right. So it sounds like this is why this
Yes.
holistic
Right.
method is vital, because what can happen is you go into the doctor's office, and in most cases, what does a doctor do? A doctor says, okay, I'm going to label you, you're depressed, let's get you on one of 100 different medications for this depression. You take the drugs.
Right.
The drugs don't actually, it's a Band-Aid.
Right.
And it's a Band-Aid that you're going to have for the rest of your life, and then the drugs keep going and going and going, but it never solves the problem. If you ever try to get off of that, you're actually even more depressed than you started.
Correct.
Why this method, it sounds like, is so effective is because it works on the actual true healing, which
Right.
is holistic. Could it be
Right.
chemical? Could it be something that you're eating? Is it something that you're doing? Is it just a lifestyle?
Have you
you're
taken
living?
the class
I
yet?
have not. But I should be a doctor, I guess. Yes, but no, I'm into. Well,
Yes, it's
one
very
of the
true.
things I'm big into
Yes.
is lifestyle, nutrition,
Right.
and health, and I've always been a strong believer. I mentioned earlier as being a leader, not trying to follow, not trying to live standards by anybody else's means,
Correct.
but my own.
Right.
And in that way of life, and in that lifestyle that I've created, I've also there's a huge portion of how you eat, how you think, that has helped me through life.
Right.
And so to hear this, I can understand it because it's really the method in which I've lived my life since probably the age of 18. So I totally relate to that.
Yeah. So you and actually, like we're talking about, what were the results at the end of the
Yeah.
assessment
Yeah.
test?
Yeah.
People that have taken the class have actually dropped from either having moderate depression to no depression. At all.
Wow, that's huge.
And that's great. I mean, there are results, so you see the result, and you know that you've made a change.
Well, this is great, and I'd love to get more into it. When, we're going to take another quick commercial,
Okay.
And then when we like to talk a little bit more further into the program,
Okay.
And how people can get registered. Okay,
Great.
we'll be right
Thank
back.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your fusion radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
It's time to be super again. It's beach season. Killer abs.
For fresh flowers fast, call Barb's Iris Floral at 281-820-2294 with excellent customer service since 1983 for weddings, funeral services, sweet 15s, corporate events, and all occasions. For that special someone you love, barbsirisfloral.com and barbsirisfloralboutique.com. Come on in and pick out of our prestigious gallery at 727 Westmont Houston Road, Houston, Texas 77038. Text 832-466-8414. Barb's Iris Floral delivers fresh flowers fast.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Texas Crawfish and Music Festival. Come and enjoy the best crawfish in town. Music party for the entire family, April 27th and 28th. Save the date. Performing live, country music artist Junior Gordon. Special guest Curtis Grimes. And more artists. Doors open at noon both days at Preservation Park in Old Town Spring. Children under 5, free with an adult, $12 tickets priced at the gate. Purchase your tickets online at TexasCrawfishFestival.com. Sponsored by Planet Ford, Comfort Suites, Harris County Emergency Medical Services, Global Live, and KNLY 91.1 FM The Boss. We will see you there.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
This is E.L. Crane of Real Estate U here each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 91.1 FM The Boss. Remember, that's Real Estate U. Insightful, informative, and a little humor tossed in. Real Estate U, listening live, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. each and every Saturday at 91.1 The Boss.
Do you feel that your energy costs are unnaturally high? Do you want to fortify your building and keep it strong and secure for years to come? Then NRG Spray Foam Insulation is the answer you're looking for. Our unique foam insulation is made to help our customers save in energy, prevent gas, air, and moisture infiltration, as well as helping with general stability in your building structure. Call us at 713-936-3021 or visit us online at nrgfoam.com for more information. NRG Spray Foam. Building green, living green.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
Hello and welcome back to Today with Cachet. It's Friday. We're here in the Woodlands, Texas, and we have Arlene Nelson in the studio this morning, and we're talking about depression, suicide, and this amazing program that is coming April 29th for helping to kind of walk people through that depression and see how to heal. Preventive, a holistic way. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So before commercial, I wanted to talk, we were talking a little bit more about kind of my mindset and how I truly believe in the holistic way and the lifestyle method. But I wanted to get more into, for listeners out there who would like to be a part of the program, details, a little bit more about the class, a little bit more about the program.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and tell you about the 8 weeks, or at least the topics for the 8 weeks, so
Okay.
that you understand what we're going to be talking about. First of all, on the first week, we're going to talk about how to improve your brain.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about lifestyle and treatments for depression and anxiety. You got to first address the issue as to what possibly are the things that in our lifestyles could cause us to be
Triggers. Uh-huh.
depressed. And then we're talking about your favorite topic, which is nutrition for the brain. What are the
Yay!
proper nutritions that will help your frontal lobe
Okay.
improve?
Awesome.
And then we're going to go into the 4th week, which is about how thinking can defeat depression or anxiety.
Taking charge.
So, okay, so let's go for an example on that one.
Okay.
Okay, what would be a great, because this is cognitive behavioral therapy,
Okay.
basically, that we're going to be
Oh,
talking
crap.
about,
Are you gonna-
CBT.
Uh-oh.
So
I'm going to
it's
put myself
what-
out now.
What are your thoughts, what are your emotions, and what are your behavior?
Okay.
So how can you change your way of your thinking? Well, the sky is falling,
Yeah.
it's dark outside, it's gloomy. We've got to be positive.
Yeah.
Positive attitude and
Totally.
positive gratitude for what we have.
Totally agree with
So,
that.
and this is what we're going to ask, so what are you positive about this weekend?
Right. Well, for me, I think
that's what I'm gonna
no.
ask
In
you.
general, like if I'm in a mood or I get in a funk, I don't want to get up. I don't feel like it. I always tell myself that I have to separate my feeling about my personal feeling at that moment, and I have to step out of that,
Right.
and I have to think about long term, and I have to think about what do I want to achieve here. This is a flippant moment. This is a flippant feeling. I will get past this moment and get up, go do what I need to do, and take charge of that. And I just kind of rearrange my mind and get around that. And I take charge. I go do something. I go work out. I go and, help someone or do something. And so for me, I always look at it as if you can just get through that little moment and take charge of it and overcome that.
But that's not easy all the time,
no,
right?
I mean, yeah, well, there are moments where I do stay in bed a little later. Yes, it is. But
But you're allowed those moments.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's not to say that you have to have positive every day, 100%.
Okay.
But the thing is, you have to understand and you go, okay, what are my thoughts? What are my thoughts thinking of? And
Right.
let's think about today and what's tomorrow, not what was in the past and what you can't change.
Totally agree.
Because if you're looking at in the past, you're never going to be able to change that. You're not going to be able to change
Right.
that individual. So look and think of something positive.
Right.
Think of what you've been blessed with, what you have now.
Totally.
And then go forward. And then you'll have a better attitude for your behavior.
Perfect.
And so that's what one of the
other-
key things is that we talk about. And so for 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
I don't want you to say anything ugly about anybody in the studio.
And see, I don't even do that. See, and the good part is that's the easy part. So I can just pass those 2 weeks up because I love everybody. So I'll be like, okay, these. Now I will say this: if I don't know that I'm a candidate for school because, like in school, I get I'm one of those people that gets bored easily in classrooms. But no, but
We're both in the back of the class.
I'll be like, they'll be like, gosh, Yeah. But anyway, so I'm sorry.
We're trouble with
Did
the
you want to?
capital T.
Did you want to continue? So what were some of the other courses?
Okay, let's move on. Okay, number 5 is making and staying with positive lifestyle choices.
Very good. Yeah.
Okay, And then we deal with stress without distress.
Okay.
And here's a critical one that is overcoming loss.
Okay.
And a lot of times that people get depressed is
Yeah.
when they're coming through a very trying situation in their life, losing a job, losing a loved one.
Sure.
And so those situations occur, and people start feeling depressed and anxious and can't
Sure.
sleep at night. And so these are the things that we talk about and address.
So we're at the end. We've got two more? Or-
No, one more.
One more.
Enhancing the frontal lobe and how to go and move forward.
That's what you were saying.
Yes. And so that is probably the whole 8 weeks, and then we have a little graduation ceremony.
cool.
We'll have you come by and help cook because
Yo,
we're
we're gonna cook?
gonna cook.
Okay, I can cook. Okay, that's where I'm at. Don't put me in the classroom with the book in the back of the room, in the front of the room. Have me cook for everyone.
Okay.
Because then I'll be like,
we're
yeah,
gonna do
I love it.
We're
I
going
love
to
it.
do a nutritious.
Oh my gosh, I'm the girl
for graduation.
I'm your
So,
girl.
okay.
I'm all in. I'll cook. I'll cook up a nutrition.
Good.
Okay.
And so,
But anyway, so
let
in
me tell
summary,
you let me go and tell you the
Sure.
email. If you want to email
Okay.
me, it's myhealthyminds
okay.
at sbcglobal.net.
And this way, if anyone's out there listening, that's where
Yes.
they can go to learn more about signing up for the class
Exactly.
and any other additional information and reach out
Exactly.
to you directly.
Appreciate it.
Perfect. And so, well, thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
It's,
I appreciate
love,
it.
I love the holistic way, and I think that's a great way
Yeah.
to approach it.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle, and so I thank you for coming on. You have a wonderful weekend.
you. Have a happy Easter.
And you as well. And thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Easter, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.